I told her once, calm, not yelling, just a plain truth you couldn't miss. If you get on that plane with him, don't bother coming back to this house. She laughed, mocked me, called me jealous, controlling, said he, her boss, understood her in ways I never could. At the gate, their boarding passes died in their hands. Her boss's phone buzzed. He read the message, went pale, and snapped, "What did you make him do?" In that instant, her smirk evaporated. We weren't always like this. I met her at a charity gala. She wore a green dress that made everyone else fade into the background. I thought she was rare. I thought she saw me too, steady, grounded, safe. We built a life together, a home with long white curtains. She chose Sunday mornings with coffee and insisted it be French press, never drip. Those tiny routines are the kind that convince a man he's got permanence. But permanence is a lie. The signs began small. Her phone constantly face down. Her laugh growing lighter. A sharper tone when his name came up. Late strategy meetings, she said, were necessary, though no one else in the office ever seemed to attend. I felt it before I let myself name it. I noticed how she reached for wine when I asked about her day, how her eyes flicked to exits like she was checking escape routes. Still, I pretended not to see until the morning her phone buzzed in the kitchen while she was in the shower. I'd never touched her phone before. That morning, something in me broke. The message was short from him, book the suite. You'll love the view. I didn't explode. I didn't shout. I stood there with the phone in my hand, listening to the shower, and felt my life reshape itself. I knew her boss, his reputation, his company, the fragile network of deals and board votes that kept him afloat. I also knew things his shareholders didn't, because I'd been his numbers guy, his quiet advisor, the one who kept the wolves at bay by making the books look cleaner than they were. He thought his secrets were buried. He thought I was loyal. He forgot I was human. So I waited. I tracked every late-night withdrawal from our joint account, every business expense that read like a weekend escape, every email, every receipt, every careless trace she left behind. I assembled a file, not for her, but for him, because if I nudged one tile in his empire, the whole thing could tremble. The night before their flight, she packed humming, that same green dress folded across the bed. She didn't see me in the doorway. I said, quiet, I told you, if you get on that plane with him, don't bother coming back. She glanced up, smirked. What are you going to do? Cancel my ticket? At the airport, I kept my distance, close enough to watch, far enough not to be noticed. She clung to his arm like a trophy, scanning her boarding pass with the same mocking confidence she'd use on me. Then denied. The screen flashed red. The gate agent frowned, tried again, red. Again red. Her boss leaned closer, confused and annoyed. Then his phone buzzed. He checked it and froze. The text wasn't from me. It was from his CFO, the man I carefully placed to replace me after I resigned 2 weeks earlier. The message: the SEC has your offshore accounts. They have the paper trail. They know. He turned on her, not me. What did you make him do? He hissed, loud enough for the concourse to hear. People looked. She stuttered. For once no slick answer came. Here's what she didn't understand. By choosing him, she'd tied herself to every fault in his armor, and I had the map. I'd fed the regulators just enough, timed it so the hammer would fall the moment he tried to leave the country. His accounts frozen, his power gone. And her, not his partner, just evidence, a liability. A woman caught boarding a plane with a man about to be indicted. She wanted excitement. She got it. I walked out of that terminal without a word. I didn't need to watch her realize the house key in her purse no longer fit the locks. I didn't need to see her scramble for a hotel she couldn't pay for, because I'd moved the joint account into an account with only my name. Justice doesn't always need an audience. Sometimes silence is the loudest verdict. She mocked me once. At the gate, she learned. I walked away lighter than I had in years. Not bitter, not broken, just free. The moment his face went white, I knew she'd already lost more than I could ever have taken from her. And I never once raised my voice.